Live from Music City, Nashville, Tennessee, this is your motivational, sensational, inspirational, educational, aspirational, international, keenly awaited, daily created, highly anticipated edition of the Afternoon Swing Trading Floor with your humble host, Jeremy Alexander, with another daily dose of mentally delicious brain food, reminding each of you to love life, live life, and trade it. What is up, party people from around the world? I promise I did not plan for the weirdest day in the market in a good while to be the opening of the free house at Real Life Trading, but here we are. There's already immediately over 100 people here live. There will be thousands of people watching this recording. Thank you for everyone who is here. Carol Elizabeth, thank you so much for messaging me on Slack. I appreciate it. I will get back to all of your messages. This week, I'm going to be a little slower to respond than normal. So if you guys send me a message, it might be a whole day before I get back, but I promise I will. Just give me some time. I always respond to messages. It's just going to take me a little bit during the free week, which is perfectly understandable. And I just want to say thank you, everyone, for being here, for joining us in our mission, which is, of course, you all know it, to enrich lives. And massively thrilled for each and every one of you to take part in this. So Thomas, do you want to pop in the microphone really quick? Thomas sent me a hilarious WhatsApp message. What was that message, Thomas, earlier today?
I asked Jeremy, because Falcon and I were talking about it. We're like, how crazy was your P&L swing today?
So guys, type a 9 into the chat pane if you had some P&L movement out there in your accounts. Because again, you probably have crypto accounts, you probably have long-term accounts, you probably have swing trading accounts, day trading. You probably have all kinds of things. I did in profitable my day trading accounts. It was, I feel like, a really, really good day in the markets to be not only a day trader. Swing trading was a little weird. Definitely, I did have some targets and some stuff hit early this morning, and that was, great. We'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to kind of cover everything, but wow, it was humongous. I mean, so huge, huge, huge swings, right? Not everyone has Thomas Wong money, so we can't have 10-figure swings. We can't have billion-dollar swings or anything. But yeah, wild stuff happening. Wild stuff. All right, so let's talk about it. I'm gonna go ahead and share my screen and turn this on really quick. Let's go to the Qs and just discuss broader markets for a moment while we're here and just kind of talk through everything that I'm thinking. And obviously, team, you all know that this is my opinion, although I guess specifically my job is kind of get paid to provide a really good opinion. That's what this is, but without hammering that horse too much, here's what I got. So the Qs, huge gap down today. This is what's referred to as a capitulation event. We were very, very patient all day to go short on day trades. And yes, we could have made some money on the move down. And yes, I did miss out on some opportunities to short. And yes, when it happened, I felt like a really big dodo bird. I was like, man, I am stupid missing out on all this bear money. But I followed my plan. That's all we can do, right? The goal is to follow a plan, know what we're doing, and kind of go from there. So here's what I got going forward. Huge hammer. And I love the fact that I can finally draw a nice big support zone here on the Qs. So I'm going to go ahead and take this blue line and just drag it down. These purple lines are the really, really crucial areas for me. If we had hit on the Qs today, the 20 EMA on a monthly, which is 329.17, I would have bought a whole lot of call options, but it did not. I do not expect the market to take out and specifically close below the low of today, especially between now and February. I don't expect that to happen. It shouldn't happen. And if it does, Armageddon's going to be here. All right. You guys have no idea the dramatic sell-off that will occur if we take out and close below this candle between now and February. So if we close below here, it's a wrap. Thank you for playing. Whew, absolute. I mean, we're gonna drop 10% the next day. So I don't expect that to happen. I don't want that to happen. The last time I said something that dramatic, and I'm not exaggerating, the last time those words came out of my mouth was specifically on COVID, March the 10th. This hammer right here. I thought that was it. I was like, okay, guys, this is the bottom, right? This whole COVID thing is stupid. And again, that's just my opinion. Retest the moving average. We failed. We rolled over. There's no reason for us to take out this hammer. If we take out this hammer, it's it. It's a wrap. It's over. We're going to limit down the next day. Futures are going to get halted. The world's going to be over. And the very next day, like didn't even wait. It took out the low. That's it. I don't expect that to happen today or tomorrow. I don't want it to happen, but it could. So we have to be prepared for that. Now, going back to present day. Okay. So here's present day. Usually candles like this will have some retracements. So what I mean by that is we could easily have a gap down tomorrow and we could have some selling. These purple lines is where I will be getting into some bearish positions. So if we gap up tomorrow and we open here at the 50 EMA on a weekly, so let's say the Qs, right? This is the Qs, gap up to 358 tomorrow morning. I did buy some call options today, and I'll show you guys where. It's a very, very obvious signal. Every single person on planet Earth should be able to get in on that trade. Bought some calls. If they gap up and we hit 358, I'll sell those calls for a small gain, and I will start to get into some puts. Puts that I will be buying will be March expiration. And I'm only getting into puts because most likely, the most likely scenario I can think of is something like this will happen on the market. That's best case scenario. Shouldn't say best case scenario, but most likely some version of that is going to be, best case scenario. Worst case scenario, tomorrow. That's worst case scenario. And then anything between there, cool. Gap down tomorrow, you'll definitely have some bulls that are trapped. This is the biggest bull volume we've seen in a very, very long time. And I do think this is probably it. This is probably all we got for the majority of the selling. The Qs, right? We were down. We had a dramatic pullback. We're down 18%. Beautiful, right? Good correction, healthy correction. Let's go play bulls. Let's go bulls. I'm back in the bulls. Let's go bulls. Let's go bulls, right? Take out that low. Boop, 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 boop. Bye-bye. So monthly chart. Here's the 20 EMA on a monthly. We almost got down there. And that's essentially it. I'm excited. Let's see what happens. This is gonna be a lot of fun. So back on the 5-minute chart. Sorry, apologize. 3-minute chart. We are using the 10 EMA like absolute legends coming into the end of the year for all of 2022. And this is where I bought some call options on the Qs, right? Bear candle closing above the 10 EMA. And this is where I bought a few more on the Qs. I bought those calls after I shorted. I didn't actually short the Qs, but the trade's the exact same. This was a trade that I did play on the downside. I was really happy about this trade. Entry here, stop here, 1.2 Rs right there. That was the trade. Bull candle, closing below the 10 EMA, took a quick short, exited for 1.2, nice and easy. Love that trade, super sexy, super fun. And then we rallied, and again, we got that bear candle right here that closed below the 10. So I got back in some calls right there, and just kind of rode those up. So we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. But a gap up tomorrow morning could be absolutely bullish, right? We could open and really move up into the moving average, but I will be playing downside. Jonathan Wade says, can you do a count on the Qs? Yeah, it's the easiest count in the world. This is a wave 3. 1, 2, 3. That's it. You can make an argument for a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're gonna have a B, C. Right. That's what I mentioned. That can be best case scenario where we trade up and we have a little bit of a rollover, we go higher. That's beautiful, possible, easy, simple. I can see that. Otherwise, this is a 1, 2, 3. We have a 4, 5 will come down like that, and we'll bounce. This hammer just needs to not get taken out by February. If we take it out like in March and we just throw a wick down there or something, I'm okay with that. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, wave 4, we come up and retest some things and have a lower low. I can live with that as long as this candle holds between now and beginning of February. Sweet. So that's my wave counts on the Qs. That's what I got. It's going to be a lot of fun. And then everything's going to look like this today. So I don't really have to spend tons and tons of time on the analysis. It all kind of looks like this. The SPY, I mean, just remarkable candle. Really remarkable. John says, I do a similar play on your 10 EMA strategy. I just use the open of the black candles as my entry. Like, yeah, dude, love it. Love it, my man. So here's the SPY, right? We are below the 200. We did close below the 200. We're going to retest the 200 from the bottom. That's a relatively bearish signal. Best case scenario for us to get a really, really good trade is for the SPY to get back above the 10, trade back over here, and have a small bull candle close below the 10. That would be best case scenario. And that could take a month. It really could. I have no idea. But if we get there, we get there. If we don't, we don't. What I'm looking for right now is any kind of hammers that I'm playing. These are like the largest hammers of all time. So the risk reward is really not that great. James says, what's the best case for the bears? Best case for the bears is we take out this candle tomorrow and it's Armageddon. Yeah, that's easy. Yeah, best case, we gap down right here. And we just trade down and close below, and then you get absolutely soiled. Zach says, why is February the deadline? Experience. That's it. Okay. So that's SPY. I mean, really, everything's gonna look almost identical. You're still very, very far away from the long-term moving averages. Very far. So I forget who posted this, but I'm gonna come into our Slack account. And if you are new to real life trading and you're part of the free rooms, you do not have access to Slack. But if you do think that it's worthwhile and valuable, and if you sign up, it does come with your subscription. This is, who did this chart? Give me 3 seconds. Oh gosh, just trying to move my screen down. Oscar, my boy Oscar. Every time I see your last name, by the way, Oscar, I think it says Megatron. Just letting you know. It doesn't say that, but that's what my brain reads it as because I'm weird. All right. Here's your chart. This is a weekly perspective. And what Oscar Megatron did is he was analyzing just overall market drops. So back in 2018, the SPY had a 20% lower move. Okay, 20% lower move. And that was in February, or that was in the very end of 2018. Then you had COVID, right? Then you have COVID. COVID was 35%. I mean, that was huge. Look where we are right now. All right, look where we are right now. We are only down, boop, right there. So we can go lower. That's all I'm getting at. I think that's a really useful chart to analyze. We certainly can go lower. Don't think we can't go lower. No, we can. We definitely can. I don't think we will immediately, but later we certainly could, and it's going to be fun to find out. All right. So anyway, that's what I got on the SPY. Everyone was pretty mad that the low of the SPY was 420.76 and not 420.69. I would have felt like a real idiot if I did not buy. at that particular price on the SPY, but we didn't quite get there. Oh man. But yeah, every chart is going to look the exact same as we go through it. What I am going to look for if I'm going to trade something, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm looking for something above the moving averages or some type of obvious small bull candle below the 10. So what I'm going to do right now is go through a list of stocks that you guys all have requested or that we were in or that we were trading. Okay. So first on the list is Maxar and Maxar Technologies. I know there's a few people in this weekly options newsletter. Greg is typing in Upwork. Don't worry, my dear friend. It is on the list already. So Maxar Technologies, this is a trade that we sold some puts on. So we have a $25 strike February expiration put sale on Maxar. For all those who are in the options trade, I did close my long put today. And I closed it, I don't know, somewhere in here. Somewhere when the markets were like showing me that they were trying to rally back and that bottom came in, I started closing most of my shorts. And so we're going to go through some of those today because they were profitable. So I was like, why not? Now, where did I get into my bearish position? So here we go. Ready for the strategy? All right, ladies and gentlemen, there's over 200 people here right now. Type a 7 into the chat pane if you can clearly see that that is a bull candle closing below the 10 EMA. Ooh, nice. Love it. So everyone's getting the answer in. So your entry, and this is how we played it short, entry would have been right here. So that's your entry to go bearish or to buy puts or to short shares or whatever. Stop loss would have been right there. So we had a put sale, meaning we do not mind owning shares, right? We don't mind owning shares at 25. So I sold a put and I said, if we take out this candle, let's buy some puts as protection. So bear candle came in, broke below. If you didn't get filled there for whatever weird reason, you might have gotten filled right there on that random retest day. That was just super strange. And we broke lower nicely. Here was a second bull candle that closed below the 10, by the way, with a huge upper shadow. So you could have certainly made some money because remember, team, this strategy is about speed. You don't have to be in these trades forever. The goal of this is to get in, find a good trade, make some money, boom, get out, move on. Oh, good setup. There's my pattern. Bang, slang it and bang it. Snap necks and cash checks. Look at the trade, see the pattern, take it, enter, exit, make money, move on. When you lose less than you win. I just had a coaching session with a gentleman named Jose that I met in Orlando, and I shared this strategy with him and was kind of going through the 50-50 rule. And let me just break down the 50-50 rule really quick. If you're a 50-50 trader, right, you win half and you lose half. You're flipping heads and tails. But when you win 1.2 Rs. And when you lose 0.7 risk units on average. If you take, let's just say 50 trades a month, which is close-ish to my average. Let's say you just do this. And you're a 50-50 trader. You have 25 wins at 1.2 Rs. That's 30 Rs of gains. And you have 25 losses at 0.7 Rs on average, which is 17.5 Rs of losses. The difference between those two numbers is your net gain for the month. What do you guys think? Is that a pretty good living? Good old 12.5 Rs a month? The answer, yes, that is very nice, right? Let's say you have a $1,000 risk unit, which is not that hard. I mean, $1,000 risk unit, you have a $100,000 account. Most of you here have that. Okay, so you're making 12 grand a month. Not bad. Okay, $50,000 account. I don't know what that is. Let's see, 500 times 12, $6,000 a month. Easily can live off of that. Simple. Now, you're probably not traveling first class. You're not flying first class, right? You're not staying in 5-star resorts. You're not paying for your kid in private school, right? You are eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches if you got a family, if you're making $6,000 a month, but you are able to pay bills and do things. And if anyone else in your house has a side hustle or an income stream of any kind, this is great. Or again, if it's extra income, $6,000 a month can be life-changing. Just depends on where you're at. Right? Because we have James says, if I make 6,000 a month, I'm living like a king. See, it just depends on where you are in the world, what your budget is, what your expenses is. Totally depends. But what's amazing, team, is you can do this from anywhere. All right. Slang it and bang it. That is Jonathan Wade's new favorite saying. All right. So anyway, Maxar, Tennessee. Maxar Technologies put sale at 25 is still open. We're going to let that do its thing. That expires on this day, 18th of February. And I'll probably buy it back if we get an opportunity to do so. And here's the weekly chart. If we close, below this support, obviously, like everything else, I'll just buy more puts. Simple. Okay. Someone requested I look at Procter and Gamble. Uh-oh. Look at Procter and Gamble. Not my favorite trade in the world, but I'll set it up. We are getting in very close to all-time highs. But that is a bear candle, and it did, in fact, close above the 10 EMA, and it does have a nice little lower shadow. I will be pretty quick to exit this for likely a small profit, but pretty relatively large stop. I would prefer an inside candle tomorrow, but hey, you never know. Procter and Gamble could absolutely run. So there's a 1.2R trade setup. Boom. Snap Dragons. New personal swing trade on Procter and Gamble. Okay, so there's PG. There's the setup. And I'll also put that in the worksheet later, which all of you guys will have access to as a subscriber to RLT. If you ever need to track down and see what trade setups we're in, all that kind of good stuff, I'll definitely add that to it as well. Any questions about that? I think most of us can probably see why that's not the greatest trade in the world. It's not terrible. I've seen worse. I've also seen better. But it matches the setup. It matches the criteria. Bear candle closing above the 10 EMA. You guys good? Okay, cool deal. Let's ride. Next on the list that was requested is AMAT, Applied Materials. Ozzy says, are you always cautious at all-time highs? Yeah. Because there's a term that I love, man. Buy low, sell high. And when it's at an all-time high, Applied Materials, we do have a bull candle that did close below the 10 EMA. So we got it. It's here. Now, granted, it's very similar to everything else that we're talking about. I don't think this triggers. I don't expect it to. I'm going to put it on the list for tomorrow. And I really think we can get some other smaller candles for a much better risk reward. Now, again, if we break below these bull candles, short anything that has a pulse and you'll win. But let's put this on the list for Tuesday. This is tomorrow. I'm so sad that I closed my Rivian puts. I'm just so beat up about that. Poor Rivian. Wow, trade desk was up 10% today. Oh my gosh. Okay, back to Monday. All right. AMAT. So I put that on the list for tomorrow. We'll come back to it, see what it's doing. Not really blown away by that trade setup, but it is a bull candle closing below the 10. It's just a huge, huge candle, and I want a little bit better risk reward ratio. All right, GFAI. I've been watching this one because of this volume right here. That is the only reason I was watching this thing. Otherwise, it looks like an absolute dumpster fire. So goodbye. You are the weakest link. NASDAQ 100 stocks above the 200-day average. This is a index that Robert Falco taught me about. And what's intriguing is all this does is it kind of just shows you how weak the NASDAQ has been. The stocks that are not the market, AKA Apple, Google, Facebook, Netflix, right? The non-humongos out there in the world, the rando McRandertons, these NASDAQ 100, you can kind of see the weakness they've been having for a while, really since March and February of last year. So for about the year, they've been weak, and the NASDAQ has only finally started catching up. So that's intriguing. All right, Crocs. What was really interesting on Crocs, by the way, the strategy works on a weekly chart too. Check that out. Bull candle, closing below the 10 EMA on a weekly. Entry here, stop loss there. Would have gotten triggered in 2 weeks. Nice little sell-off. Crocs is on the high side, but yeah, could this be the bottom? Sure. Sure it could. Is it? Probably not. One could hope so, but probably get, again, some type of retest like this and then some much a little flash lower. Because what's going to happen is the real noobs, if we do get a move like this, they're going to wait till we go right there to short, which I'm not saying is a terrible idea. I'm just trying to say in this market, try to short as high as possible. I had a good mentor of mine and a good friend of mine, say Robert Falco. He said, this market is perfect for anyone who loves to buy low and short high. I was like, touche. Anyway. All right. So Crocs, I don't really have a trade set up on this one right now. It's a little bit it's a little too far down. The other day I did try to short this right here. And I got a really annoying Thinkorswim error. Thinkorswim has been annoying me like no tomorrow recently. But here's your bull candle closing below the 10 EMA. And I tried to short a breakout below that and it just did not happen. Oh, well. All right. So Crocs, bye-bye. Nothing special on that one. Coin. Now, I am sure some people got stopped out of Coin today, but here's the good news. For all of my traders who've been in RLT for the last few days or few weeks, type in a 6. If I gave you this exact level on Coin days ago, over here at 240, I told you guys this is going to flash down into the 180s. Right? That was like there's no way this support was going to hold, number one. And number two, Coinbase has the majority of their liquid assets as an investment into a company in what? Anyone like to guess where Coinbase stores their assets right now? Their cash on cash receivables, crypto. All right. What's happened to crypto? Explosive diarrhea. That's what's happened to crypto. So even though Coinbase is racking up tons of gains in their commissions, right? Their value of their company is going down because their assets are just getting schmangled. Now, do I think this is a good spot to pick up a share or two of Coinbase? Yeah. When I say a share or two, I'm legitimately being serious. I think you should be very cautious down here. It's taken out a very, very extreme low, and I think there's a really good chance it could do this. Secondly, if we open weak tomorrow and we gap down rather than gapping up, I'll be in the morning room tomorrow for sure, but I will have no issue going short. I am flexible station right now. I can go long, I can go short, especially on the day trade. I'm comfortable. Carl, ready to go with whatever happens. With Coinbase, I think it can go lower once it retests this level. Guys, this is a very, obvious support that it took out right here. Very obvious. I'd have a hard time not seeing how Coinbase doesn't go a little bit lower. Now, you want to know a stock that I'm very happy I got stopped out of? Disney. So let me just walk you through this trade really fast. Okay. Type a 6 if you see the double bottom. Okay, there's the double bottom. I saw it too, by the way. All right. So we have bear candle closing above the 10, bear candle closing above the 10, bear candle closing above the 10, bear candle closing above. We had a bunch. We had a double bottom. We're making higher lows. So I said, okay, if we go above there, I'm going to get in. Inside candle. I was like, okay, let me add some risk to that trade. Got triggered in, bear candle again, looked good, closed below, didn't love that, got stopped out on that day. Was like, shoot. So I lost 2 R's on that gap down. I was like, oh, well, that's lame. But this was a pretty damaging gap because the rest of the market was actually up to flat that day. Like Disney was really the only thing that was gapping down that much. Most of Boeing and whatever, Dow Jones wasn't really gapping down that much. Anyway, Disney did. Gap down, stop me out. Next day, a little bit of a bullish candle. Now, here's the part that I messed up on. This is a bull candle. This is the 10 EMA. Type in a 16. You can clearly see that is below the 10 EMA. Now, guess what I did not do? For some stupid reason, I didn't get in short below that candle. Riddle me why I didn't. I don't know. Apparently, I hate money because the setup is short there, stop there. You just got trapped, Jeremy. You know that other people got trapped. That's like one of the best setups of all time is if I get trapped on a trade and there's nothing I can do about it, that's like almost free money. So the next day, bear gap down, trapping the bulls at open, inside candle with a lower shadow. Oh my gosh. Looking at this now, I'm trying to figure out why I didn't get into that trade. I think it's because I didn't even see it. I would have gotten triggered in right there for sure. Absolutely in deep puts. I would be in puts. Look at that. Bull candle, close below the hammer, inside candle, compression station. 10 EMA is forcing it down. You had a gap and go, or a bear gap down right there. Man, that would have been nice. Get me in some puts. And now that I'm looking at it, this candle also closed below the low of that candle. That's just absolutely a just train wreck. This is like the movie Cats. So the next candle. Wow. How did I miss that? Dang. So again, practice makes permanent. That would have been a really, really good example of what to do had I done any of that. James Conrad says a blind koala bear could have taken that trade. 100%. I agree with you. I agree with you. All right, here's Square. I bought, ready for this? One more share of Square today. I'm accumulating this thing after the name change. Wall Street hates this company. But this is a very good hammer, guys. I mean, it's a brilliant, brilliant hammer. We are very far away. We can absolutely go higher. So don't be terrified of going bullish tomorrow. Be flexible. The 200 simple on a weekly is at 126.67, right? If we gap up tomorrow, I'm just going to write this in for myself. If we gap up, let a tad bit of selling or a bull trap come in, but look for a long. Now, the hilarious part is, even though it's a nice hammer, it's still closed down on the day, which is ironic. So yeah, it takes out that. It's just absolutely mangled again. Jonathan says, are you going to try to add more to get out early or wait it out? No, this is when I'm just accumulating a long-term account, man. Yeah, I'm not going to sling down the shares right now at a kind of dollar cost average so low that I can sell for a profit. Yeah, I don't. I vividly remember numerous people trying to like, oh my gosh, Square is the greatest company in the world back at 200, November of 2020. And now we're essentially back to where it was at COVID. So yeah. Now, when it took out this candle, and I did have a mentorship group that we were very, very clear on this. When we took out this candle, it was game over. So if you ever want to know when to make $1 million on a bearish swing trade, pull up Square. This is a case study for it. This is a case study of how to make $1 million on a bear trade. Edward says, load the boat at 83 question mark. Make it like a raft. If Square gets down to 83, put a raft, a skiff, a tiny water vessel. No yachts, no boats on block. I hate that name change. The worst name change of all time. So to give you perspective, Edward, I have $30,000 in the Square right now. So it's tiny. Tiny size. Stafford says H&R Block, right? Yeah, I guess. So anyway, I'm talking too much on Square. It's a perfect hammer. Everything is a perfect hammer. You can definitely play some things bullish tomorrow, but when you do play it, just be quick because this is yes, absolutely a trend reversal signal. It's a very easy to spot trend reversal signal. We could totally V bottom, and this is the absolute low of the market. Everything is peachy clean from here. I just don't quite think so. All right. Next on the list is FM, which is the iShares MSCI Frontier and Select Emerging Markets ETF. Oh man. Someone call Snoop Dogg because this thing's going to get smoked if it breaks below the low of today. Oh man. I've never even seen this thing before, but this hammer, wow. Wow. James, that's hilarious. James says FML would have been a better ticker. Oh, that's good. Yeah, if we take this out, goodbye. All right. It's 40 minutes into the swing trading room. By the way, I want to give someone a gift. It's a very small gift, very easy gift. You can only accept it if you want to. The seventh person to type in the number 8 into the chat pane wins this gift. Who is it going to be? All right. So I will scroll down and we have Chris Lawless was number 1. David Rodriguez was number 2. James Conrad was number 3. Alon was number 4. Kevin was number 5. Daniel P was number 6. Chris Dolis was number 7. And no joke, Edward Lynn was the winning one. Let me just make sure I count that right. 7. I have a hard time counting a 7. Oh boy. Okay. Nope. I was off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It was James Conrad. All right, James Conrad, here's what you win. I'll give it to you also, Edward. I'll give it to both of you. I will do your outgoing voicemail on your phone. That's the gift. So if you want that, all of you guys know my cell phone number. I'll put it in the chat pane, so it doesn't matter. But James, you already have it. And Edward, you already have it. So text me, call me. This is my phone number. You guys all have it anyway. 352-246-449596. It's my personal cell phone number. But James Conrad and Edward, I will make your outgoing voicemail. There you go. So shoot me a text if you need to. And make it happen. All right. FM is on the list for tomorrow. That thing looks mad weak. Juan says, awesome gift. Stick around. Gifts going to be given out all week long for the free week. All sorts of gifts and prizes. Carol says, that wouldn't work for me anyway. What are you talking about? Of course it would. Hi, you've reached Carol Elizabeth's voicemail. She is more important than you are. Thusly, she's busy. Leave her a message and she'll get back to you when she feels like it. Goodbye. Anyway, Matt says, how do you get the recordings? I don't know. We'll figure that out. I'm sure it can be done. Edward's excited. Oh, man. It is going to be epic. It's going to be really fun. All right, Facebook. So what's interesting about Facebook, team, what we need to really, really keep an eye on is the 100 and 200 simple has crossed bearish. So that acts as a resistance now. Acts as a resistance. And what I think we should probably do is allow Facebook to trade up into here. Earnings is around the corner. So if you are advanced trader, you should absolutely come to the Real Life Trading Advanced Trading Retreat in Atlanta. You guys are all advanced traders. If you are, come on, get to Atlanta. Let's do this. So here's Atlanta, February 20th through the 23rd. Let's go make some crazy gains together. ATL, February 20th. I'll post that link in the chat pane. If you would like to, I would love to trade with you. All right. So on Facebook, the advanced traders could probably do a bear call spread and a bull put spread over earnings. Volatility and the VIX has spiked a little bit. So that will provide some value there. Your bull put spread, you'd have a really good area of protection where you know exactly when you need to unravel on Facebook, which would be an open or a gap below 280 or close below 280. And otherwise, you probably just let it chill out. So if you're going to do anything on Facebook, it's probably an iron condor. Otherwise, it's pretty sideways. Buy low, sell high. Sell up here, buy down here. Otherwise, get into an iron condor and do a little bit of nothing. Amazon, Amazon. Give it to me, Amazon. All right, AMZN. Wow. Aubrey says, epic rally today. Hope you had fun. All right, here's the weekly chart. And what's amazing is Amazon can bounce here. I'm not extremely bearish on Amazon. If I draw a support level here, you'll actually notice this is a little bit of an expanding triangle, kind of a weird, rare pattern. But this is a really, really great place for just everyone to get stopped out of that's been in Amazon forever and they've been bored. Because Amazon's been trading sideways for a year and a half. So if everyone was bored and they got stopped out, so be it. Secondly, would I be surprised if we do something like this and like this over the next 5-6 weeks? Not at all. Not even a little bit. I am watching for the markets to roll over in the future. One more flash lower and then boom, off the races again. I'm fine with that. So we'll see. But bigger picture, Amazon's at a good level. Decent support. A lot of noobs are going to get stopped out down here. And let's see what happens. Amazon, huge candle. We can easily bounce. I mean, we can easily go higher on pretty much everything. Upwork. I am out of my puts on Upwork. What a hedge. Your boy Newsom got a sick hedge on Upwork. This was a thing of beauty. You all know about this. I'm sure you've all watched my debacle on Upwork. But essentially, I sold a collar up here over earnings. Did its thing, trade down, bought some shares, came down here. This is the bottom of my pyramid, 35.52. And then it broke the pyramid. Bought some puts, sold the puts for, I think, like a $10 gain. It was pretty much nice, nothing even to talk about. And then I got back into long puts on this day right here. Here's your evening star reversal. Here's your bull candle. I bet if I turn this moving average on, oh my goodness, it's a 10 EMA bull candle. So I said, if we takes out that candle, I absolutely have to get into puts. Inside candle, bang. Bought puts on that day right here. And then I put my stop loss on my shares, all of my shares right there. And that is what caused Upwork to drop substantially. Not really. Just kidding. Didn't have that many shares. I had a few thousand shares. And so right there, I'm out of my shares. Look at that volume. I'm serious. I was at least 5% of that volume. True story. Sold my shares, took a loss, wasn't great, but whatever, 6 or 7 hours. And then I had a lot of puts. Had some serious put action. And then just held it until 25.16. So that hit 2 days ago. Yeah, right there. Right there, sold to close on Friday, or whatever day that was. I think it was Friday. And today was this day right here. So that was Upwork, UPWK. James says, how many R's did you get back? I got back 5 R's out of the 6 that I lost. So I ended up losing an R on Upwork. Jack Whalen says, where are you going to get back in? Oh. I could be talked into getting back in down here pretty easily. I don't know who's going to talk me into it. That's the question I'm trying to figure out. Who's going to talk me into getting back in? I could probably start a new pyramid. It would look something like this. Something like that. I could do that. I mean, I use Upwork. I know how they make money. I like them. I don't think they're going to go to zero. Can they go lower? Absolutely. They were very low not too long ago. They were at $10 a share before COVID, or right after COVID anyway. Yeah, guys, I don't know. I'll wait. I'll let you guys know if I really start getting back into one. Let me just see what earnings are in February, and I'll go from there. All right, XLU. This is a utility ETF. And utility ETF, nice lower shadow. This is one of the safer, I'll say that in air quotes, safer ETFs. It's does pay a yield, essentially similar to a dividend. You have an extremely strong resistance at 71. It's utilities. You guys ever play Monopoly? You don't beat the opposing players by owning the utilities, but they are good ways to make a little bit of money. You beat the opposing player by stealing, usually. That's usually how you beat Monopoly. You got to cheat somewhere. All right. So XLU, huge hammer, very, very pretty hammer. Obviously, it's a massive lower shadow. Be the bank to win a Monopoly. Yep, that's it. So if it trades sideways and breaks above, I mean, that could be a nice long, but buy low, sell high, hold XLU long enough, and it'll go back up. Apple hit the 100 simple on the daily today. Check out this day trade. This was a thing of beauty. There was a few people who posted and a few traders who took Apple as a day trade today, and it worked out really well. So keep in mind, this purple line is the 10 EMA on the daily chart. Look at this late in the afternoon trade. Nice lower shadow right there. Nice bear candle closing above the 10. Entry, stop. Let me actually do that in different colors. Entry here in green, stop loss here in red. Again, this purple line's the 100 SMA. Really good trade. A few other traders play this over here, playing that candle, trade up to the 100, exiting. So that's cool. And yeah, that was a nice win. So if you played Apple today, congratulations. I know Ben Epps and a few other people did. Apple, quite a strong company. Very cute candle, right at the 100 simple. Nice little level to buy. Perfect hammer. Really, really pretty. So if you're playing it long, awesome. If you bought off the 100, great. Can it go lower? Sure, it can / could. We don't want it to, but it's very possible. And if it goes higher than here, you're welcome to buy the high. So most people probably bought Apple off the 100. If you're playing it above the high of that candle, fantastic. It's gonna be cool to see what happens. Comcast. Bleh. There's one company in the world I'll probably never trade bullish. This is one. That should be a who wants to be a millionaire question. Has anyone ever had a good experience with Comcast? No, absolutely not. No. You have to choose absolutely not, right? The no's are the fake questions, fake answers. But the thing is, you can't short it because who else are you going to use? And it just keeps going up. You know? Calm crap. That's good. That's good. Earnings is around the corner. No trade on Comcast. If I were to do anything over earnings, I would buy call options at 55 because if Comcast gaps up above this resistance, it's going to trap a lot of bears and that would create a little bit of a squeeze and it would probably go higher. Other than that, I wouldn't do anything. Qualcomm pulled back to the 100 simple moving average today and bounced. That's cool. I like it. I don't know what else to say on Qualcomm. I mean, that's really essentially it. If I'm a buyer, I'm probably trying to buy it off this pivot here, 150. That's where I would buy Qualcomm. I don't see anything else that looks really awesome, but if you want to buy off the 100, fantastic. I'd prefer a 150. All right, Deere and Company, DE. So Deere and Company, this was a short that we looked at not too long ago, and we would have missed it by 50 cents. AKA Edward missed it by 50 cents. And too bad. Me too. I also missed that trade. Life will go on. This gap filled on DE. Earnings is about a month away. If you're looking at getting into a condor or iron condor, bull put spread, credit spread, DE could absolutely be one to put on your list. That one looks nice. Blackrock Incorporated. Talk about a powerhouse financial conglomerate. Blackrock is really, really looking strong with this hammer. And God forbid this hammer gets taken out. 100 simple on the weekly is 723. That will be a target. And that's it. In our trading Blackrock bearish, I'd probably try to short it around 820. Because again, a lot of charts look pretty broken right now. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Dave and Buster's. I exited Dave and Buster's today for a super small win. Mostly because the market was gapping down. Dave and Buster's was down. It wasn't at a target. And everything started to rally. And I was like, I'm profitable, so I might as well close it. So close this one at 34 for a very, very, very small gain. We played this trade again with a breakdown of this candle right there. So Dave and Buster's exit at 34. If you didn't get a chance to exit today, you'll probably get a chance to exit tomorrow for a small profit. If the market shows a little bit of weakness in the morning. But this one was not nearly as weak as other stocks, right? It did gap down. It opened at 34.92, just didn't continue lower. This thing, really, if you look at a 5-minute chart, essentially opened and held most of the day. Never took out the low of the day. Right? Most stocks did take out the low of the day, but not Dave and Buster's. People were bowling and having a party. General Motors having a good pullback. So GM, if you're looking at playing this one, I'd probably buy it around 45 as like a little bit of a longer term investment area. That's really it. This is a weekly chart and you can see massive distribution phase, accumulation phase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So old resistance, new support, buy it down into here, let it retest. I do think General Motors could go lower for right now. And we'll essentially see what it does. I mean, really, really good breakdown. If it does anything like the rest of the market, it probably does something like that. And this is going to make for a very, very fun earnings season. Microsoft, look at this hammer. Oh my goodness. What a hammer on Microsoft. I truly do not expect that low to get taken out anytime soon. I think earnings are right around the corner, and Microsoft's going to do great earnings. They're probably going to gap up. If I had to guess, they're going to gap up on earnings, trade up a little bit, and then pull back down some. So earnings are tomorrow, Microsoft. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, this is a perfect hammer. Absolutely perfect on a great company, huge company, very profitable company, second largest company in the world. Microsoft was down 21%. So if you bought the dip, congrats. First time Microsoft hit the 200 simple since El Covido. Obviously, you don't think that candle should get taken out anytime soon. If it does, it's going to be an absolute bloodbath. And otherwise, let's see if this can hang out and do its thing. Also exited Fortinet, aka Fortnite, aka FTNT. Exited this one today. And we exit at that target. So we exited. This was a 10 EMA swing trade. So we got lucky and we hit our target today. So we are out of FTNT. But we're going to keep an eye on this one because that's an amazing hammer. That's an immaculate head and shoulders pattern. And team, I know most of us are going to be here after this week, but if you're on the fence, at least give me February and March of your time, because I'm just going to be as truthful as I can. If the market really actually has a legit rollover, let's all make insane money together. We might have the most profitable February and March since this time last year. And then we can pack it up and wait and just, go sailing in Croatia or something. I don't know. It's a possibility. So speaking of, if you truly do want to go sailing on a ginormous yacht with myself and like 23 other traders, I'm legit serious. I have already put down the down payment for a 135-foot Mediterranean yacht. What do you guys think? 8 days, 7 nights in Croatia. Let's go. I'm serious. It's already booked, baby. Let's get it. Look how big this thing is. It holds 36 guests. It's going to have a chef, bartenders. I'm so amped about this. So anyway, if you want to hop in, let's go. It's actually extremely, extremely affordable. So I would, if it looks fun, let's do it. Okay. We only have a few left. I added this one to the list tomorrow because it just looks so weak if it takes that level out. Chewy. This could be a bottom on Chewy. It's a super, super strong support. And so we'll see. I don't have any trade on Chewy. It looks like most things strong, but needs to go a little bit lower. CF. CF is strong today. Wow. This one ended positive. So we don't have a 10 EMA strategy right now. I'll put it on the list for Wednesday. But if you are looking at trading CF, buy the dip. This ended green when everything else ended red for the most part, right? Not kind of, but a little bit. So I'll put that on the list for Wednesday. If you're intrigued by CF Industries, buy that dip. All right. We got that. 2 more. Union Pacific, same thing, ended positive, green candle. Actually a pretty decent hammer for the most part. However, we did close right on top of the 10 EMA. Nice. So if there's any weakness in this thing tomorrow, we will short the bricks off of it. All right. Union Pacific on the list for tomorrow. And Mark, Kohl's was a buyout, but I can definitely look at it later for you if you'd like me to. Travelers, bear candle closed above the 10. Big bull candle today. This is an all-time high. So I'm already just a little cautious about going long, but we'll go long off of the open of that bear candle with a stop right here to try to buy a pullback, because Travelers does have good volume. Earnings is over. Really good close. And let's see what happens. I'll post this in the chat pane, ladies and gentlemen. I'll post it on the worksheet. Thank you so much for being here. I will be back tomorrow. New personal swing trade. I appreciate all of your time. And tomorrow, what stocks would you guys like to look at? Net, all right. Ethereum, got it. Trade Desk, got it. Tesla, got it. Roku, Netflix, Apple, Target, Neo, Nvidia, Kohl's, which is a buyout, Bed Bath and Beyond, Wix, okay, EVR, Palantir, Sky, Ford, General Mills, Goldman Sachs, Fuel Cell, and PowerPoint, PRFP. Okay, team, I will do that. Same time, same place. And until then, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. You guys rock. I'll see you later. Bye.